What's up, you guys? Jalen Hawk here, as always, to bring weekly anime manga reviews, and I'm here with another video. So, this is apparently an interview that came out recently regarding Tokyo Ghoul, and mainly with the author of the Tokyo Ghoul series, the mangaka, known as Ishida. So, even though it does say right here that apparently this was created on August 6, 2014, that's not actually the day of the interview, because if you look at the questions, these actually all pertain to the final chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re. So, like I said before, if you have not caught up to the manga or whatever, because I got a lot of crap for this on my Ichigo video, I suggest you not check out this video because this may spoil you. I haven't particularly read all these questions. I've only read about 2 of them. So let's kind of just all hop into this and see what Ishida has to say regarding this topic. Now, apparently this is an interview with Yomori Shimbun. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. My bad for the guy who I just butchered your name. Apparently the original article is here, so I will drop the link to this Tumblr post as well as this original article in the description down below for you guys to check it out yourselves, unless if you guys just want to read it on my screen. So, alright, the first question. Author Ishida speaks for the first time about the conclusion of Tokyo Ghoul. Obviously, this is not the first time he spoke about the conclusion, because you have where he kind of gave his whole entire thoughts about the conclusion in the ending of volume 16 of the Tokyo Ghoul Re volume, the final volume, and he also gave his thoughts on Twitter as well. He's brought up the fact that he was getting worn out, he was depressed while writing Tokyo Ghoul, it was hard to meet deadlines, all that stuff. So we kind of already know Ishida's thoughts when it comes to this, but I guess let's just kind of go through this. The popular manga Tokyo Ghoul, depicting the battle between humans and the species that devours humans, has finished its serialization after 7 years. Over 37 million copies have been sold cumulatively. I'm assuming that they only mean in Japan. And the author, Ishida, has chosen to accept an interview with, the interviewer. And this is the first time Ishida has spoken in depth about his work through an interview with the media. Why did ghouls come to be? What kind of person is Kaneki Ken? What are his thoughts on the final chapter that surprised fans? Details of the interview will be posted in pretty much all this stuff. It's just information about that. And yeah, it's like I've been dispossessed by an evil spirit now. During the serialization, it felt like I'd been taken over by a different person, said Ishida. The interview was done over Skype, and it appears that the meetings with his editor are normally done over Skype. That's actually kind of interesting. I didn't know that. Which makes me wonder. I wonder if the interviewer even got to see Ishida's face then, because like in Skype, you don't have to have the face cam on. So, because we know Ishida is a pen name, but this happened recently. But one day I woke up in the morning and I had no clue on what I should do because there was no manuscripts to work on. Ishida said, laughing on the other side of the screen. Of course, over the course of an hour and a half, he occasionally answered the enthusiastic questions of the reporter who is an avid fan of Tokyo Ghoul. Where do you come up with the idea of ghouls and species that can only survive by eating other humans? I thought about drawing villains who are a part of a minority, but it'd be too simple to have them mere cutthroat murders. So I thought it'd be interesting to have a species of them that live among humans. That's actually kind of interesting. Regarding the protagonist Kaneki, how did he come to have such a character? At times, I like the shy protagonist with weak personality, so I made him timid and I don't even know how to say that word, character, without putting too much thought into it. As a result, surrounding characters like Toka, the female ghoul, and Tsukiyama, the gourmet ghoul, distinctively stood out. Kaneki was a bit of a self-insert, so he was a difficult character to write until the end. That's actually kind of interesting, because he says that Kaneki was a self-insert, which I'm assuming he means a self-insert on his own personality, which has been showcased with several different mangakas and even writers in fiction, that they make characters based off of themselves. I know Kishimoto came out and publicly said, even though he came out and said that he does prefer Sasuke over Naruto, in terms of what characters he likes, he did say that Naruto was based off of his, off of him, and he also said that I believe he said that his Naruto's relationship with Sasuke was supposed to parallel his relationship with his brother or something like that back in the early days of Part 1 Naruto, probably prior to all the Sasuke retrieval stuff. But I find that interesting because I know Ishida also came out and said that he puts a lot of Uta's hobbies on, or a lot of the hobbies that he has, he puts onto Uta. So I assume that Uta's personality was kind of similar to his own, but apparently Ishida is very shy and timid, which I guess would make sense based off of the fact that he hasn't shown off his face as of yet, and he also has a pen name. But another thing that I think that's kind of interesting is the fact that you have where he says that he tried to carry that timid aspect to Kaneki all the way to the end, but if you look at the Tokyo Ghoul story, that's obviously not the case. You see that in the case of black-haired Kaneki. You kind of see that a little bit with Heise. Heise kind of goes back and forth between the white-haired and black-haired Kaneki at times, and he kind of feels like his own character as a whole anyways, and I can make a whole entire separate video talking about Heise. But then you also have Kaneki by the very end of the story, where he's just a culmination of all the other personalities. But he does feel a lot more like the black-haired Kaneki that we first started out with. He was very calm, and he wasn't really that, I guess, I don't really know how to put it, like, super edgy, I guess. That's not really a good word to use. Or he's not as out there like the other personalities, I guess, is the best way I can put it. But, yeah, that's interesting, I guess. Let's see, next question. This interview is very short, by the way. Ghouls are terrible monsters to humans, but they were written as an oppressed minority. Maybe there was some part of me that sympathizes with the minority. My parents moved around a lot and were Christians. So, wait, what? Wait. Huh. I know that's like a really weird place to stop, but like, I didn't know Ishida... honestly, like, to be entirely honest, I didn't know that many people, I didn't even realize that there's Japanese people that were Christian. Like, I assumed that most of them were Buddhist, but okay, that's interesting. You learn something new every day. So when I was a child, I felt alienated being in the family that was slightly different than everyone else's. Okay, that makes sense. I myself, just like Kaneki, feel like I'm a part of both the majority and the minority. All right. I think that many readers were surprised by the happy ending in the final chapter. A girl was born between Kaneki and Toka. It looked like Toka's belly was big again. Yes, that's right. The second child, was going to be a girl at first, but I think this time a boy would be nice. Now, honestly, this makes a lot of sense due to the fact, like, I remember I was saying, like, in the final chapter, that Toka's stomach looks like it's bigger. She's probably pregnant again. And then, like, I had a handful of people, not a lot, but a handful of people that are like, what are you talking about? It doesn't look like she's pregnant at all. You're just kind of looking at things. I'm like, if you look at her in several different pages that she's in, her stomach looks bigger. But yeah, now another thing, I'm not that surprised that the second child is a boy, only because of the fact that if you look at the whole entire Kirishima like sibling type thing, you always have where the daughter's born first, and then you have the son. You have where, obviously, even though they're technically not Kirishima, because that's Arata's last name, I still kind of just consider them the whole entire bloodline, because she's married into the family. But you have where there's Hikari, who's the older sibling, and then you have where there's Yomo, then there's Toka, and then Ayato, and then here's Ichika, and then Kaneki's unborn male child, apparently. So, yeah, that's not really a surprise there. It's just a theme that Ishida seems to kind of go with, and he seems to like. So, which makes me wonder, I wonder if Ishida has an older sister, because he seems to have done this a lot, so, I don't really know. Now, there are many attractive human and ghoul characters, but is there one character that you're particularly attached to? Of course, I have to say everyone, but appearance-wise, it's Hairu, the ghoul investigator, the girl with pink hair. Alright, Ishida likes the sloth, but, I'm not... I mean, I'm just joking, but, it's kind of interesting that Ishida, out of all the girls in TG that he likes, it's Hairu. Now, I'm not that surprised due to the fact that if you follow Ishida on his Twitter, during the time of the anime's air, he was drawing Hairu quite a bit. Like, from the moment she was introduced, I'm pretty sure that every single, like, it's technically not fan art, but every single art that he has posted on his Twitter, did include Hairu in it. So, I'm kind of surprised that Ishida like the next question even goes into this. He says, "Huh? Didn't you brutally kill her off?" Because Haru might have had one of the most brutal deaths in TG. Like if I had to make like a top 5 list, she's definitely on it. She got her head cut off. You have where Ishida says, "Yes, that's right. I regret killing her off. She was cute too. This haunted me for a while." Now, there's kind of a few things I want to say when it comes to this. So, one thing I am kind of surprised that Haru is Ishida's, I guess, quote-unquote waifu, because if you read Tokyo Ghoulzaki, which, mind you, there's apparently a part 2 coming to that when it comes to Ri, which I'm very excited. Hopefully we get that in the States soon, an English version. You have where Ishida, like in a lot of his author comments, there's a lot of pictures that are of Kaneki and Toka together, or just flat out Toka. There's like one of Eto, but I think by the time of Ri, Ishida probably had a lot more fun drawing Eto as a character, but if I had to assume. But there's like a lot of drawings of Toka, so I always assumed that Toka was his favorite, not to mention it's the main female protagonist, so it would make sense. And he even makes comments like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to draw Toka in this outfit." Like there's one of her dressed up like a cat, and there's also like, a drawing of like her cutting Hinami's hair or whatever. And he even brings up the fact that he designed both Kaneki and Toka together because he felt like that they should have been a pair. So I always assumed it was Toka, but apparently it's Haru. I'm not that surprised about that. And if you even like, I'm not surprised that that Ishida regrets killing off Haru as well, because if you notice, there's a lot of points in Ri where Haru's referenced, but she's referenced quite a bit, even though we don't really see her do a whole lot. And not to mention when she's first brought up in the story, there's a lot of hype behind her. Like there's that really badass scene. The anime did this really good, where like she just slaughters several people in Tsukiyama's family, and she just like pretty much wrecks Cotton. And then you have where she has that fight with Matsume, and she has the T-Human, which T-Human in the Tokyo Ghoul anime, for whatever reason, looks like a fucking Kamehameha. Not sure why. It's supposed to just be like a thunderbolt, because it's Hikari's Kagane, but Kagane Kakaho put inside of a Koinke. But Haru, like, I believe she's a first-class investigator. You have where she's part of the Zero Squad, and I believe she's also the youngest member of the Zero Squad, not counting the the members that show up later on, like Yusa and Rikai and Shio, and also, yeah, I believe it's only those 3 that are part of the Zero Squad that are like really young. And then like she's the youngest member there. She's around the same age as Heise, if I'm not mistaken. And like it almost looked like Ishida was trying to develop some type of relationship between Heise and Haru, where she was like interested in him, but Heise didn't really seem to care about that stuff because he wanted that Toka-poon. And you have where also she had this really cool relationship with her partner Ui, and it seemed like Ui was supposed to have some type of character arc too, because he had a Quinke apparently that was double S rated that we never got to see, unfortunately. And you have like that whole entire development with Furuta, where like he wanted to bring Haru back to life, and then you have where Haru's head was just like floating inside like this glass container. Like Haru was wasted. I'm not even gonna deny that. I really wish Ishida didn't kill her off as soon as he did. I'm fine with him killing her off eventually, but that soon, it was like in the second arc of Ri. Wait, there's the introduction arc, the auction rate arc, and then so I guess technically the third arc, but whatever. So yeah, now the final question. There are many famous people who are fans of Tokyo Ghoul, such as the figure skater Hanu Yuzu. I don't even know who that is. Apparently it's a figure skater. Rather than focusing on famous fans, I'm happy to see that there are people who read it. To be honest, there are times that I wonder if there are really any people reading the series. So, even receiving a letter from a child saying I'm reading Tokyo Ghoul makes me very happy. Now, I will say, Ishida has showcased that he's not happy with all his fans, because you have where people have freaking bashed this poor man on like his Twitter, and he had to make his Twitter private for a while. Like that's like a bad part of the fandom. We don't have to worry about that, but it's nice to see Ishida's thoughts on some of the tiny things that are in the story. So that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. Just comment down below your thoughts on this interview, as well as I'm very curious. Let's actually make this pretty fun. If you could talk to Sui Ishida and you can ask him one question, what question would that be? And it can be anything. It could be whether it's like a shipping question, a character design question, or it's a general question on something you want to be answered when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul. And like, just comment down below. Like, honestly, I'm not really sure why I'd ask him. I'm thinking if I had to ask, even though this is kind of a really bland answer and kind of an answer that I feel like a lot of people might ask him, I'd want to know what exactly happened with Eto at the end of Tokyo Ghoul Re. Or I would want to know what happened to Kurina, or what is going on with the whole entire Shikare situation, who's going to handle him, is it going to be Yusa and Ure, or what? So those are probably like maybe like the 3 questions I might ask him, but the one out of all of them I'm probably the most curious on knowing what happened to Eto, because that's a question that I see a lot of people in the fandom been asking. So yeah, that's kind of it. So anyways, guys, like I said before, comment that down below, and in the description down below will be both to the link to this interview as well as the Japanese one. Yeah, so anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to comment, subscribe as always, guys. I love you all. Hawk signing out. See you guys.